Have you ever imagined what it's like to live on a $1 million farm, surrounded by luxury, technology, and nature, and all of this being owned by an American Congresswoman and former U.S. Air Force officer? What secrets does this property hide? How did a woman who served in the military reach this level of success? Get ready for an impressive journey. What would you see if you could walk around this farm right now? Stay until the end, because what we're about to reveal will affect your ambition. Speak up, guys. This is Juninho Mello, and you are on the channel Celebrity Farm, the place where the lives of celebrities intersect with the luxury of large properties. Subscribe to the channel and leave a like, because today the story is inspiring. And now comment. I'm going to work and earn a lot of money, and one day I'll be able to buy a $1 million farm like that of Congresswoman Chrissy Houlahan. It shows that you are committed to winning in life. What leads a United States Congresswoman to invest in a $1 million farm? Whim, strategy, or simply the achievement of a dream? In case of Chrissy Houlahan, the answer is more complex and fascinating. Representative elected from the state of Pennsylvania and former U.S. Air Force officer Chrissy is not just any figure in American politics. She represents a new generation of leaders who combine military discipline, strategic vision, and emotional intelligence. And her farm reflects exactly that. But what is so special about this property? We are not talking about a simple house in the countryside. Chrissy Houlahan's farm is a true haven of luxury and efficiency. Located in a strategic region surrounded by greenery, but with easy access to large urban centers, the property combines rusticity with innovation. And the most impressive thing, it was designed to be more than a place to rest. This farm is an extension of Chrissy's own identity. Have you ever stopped to think about what a person with a military background values in a property? Security, functionality, sustainability, and of course, purpose. Every detail of the farm reflects these pillars. From the architecture of the main house to the renewable energy systems and spaces dedicated to social projects and education. Yes, you heard that right. Social projects. Chrissy Houlahan didn't buy this farm just to enjoy it. She turned it into a space of real impact. With areas dedicated to training women, educational workshops, and actions aimed at the local community, the farm has become a true center of transformation. It's luxury with purpose, power with conscience. Now stop and think. What would you do if you had access to a property of this level? Just rest and leisure? Or would you also use it as a platform for something bigger? Congresswoman Houlahan's story shows that it is possible to achieve great things without giving up values. That you can be powerful, rich, influential, and still have your feet on the ground and your heart focused on the collective good. And of course, curiosity only increases. How much does a farm like this cost? What are the most extravagant luxuries it hides? Do you have a stable with cutting-edge technology? Heated pool in the middle of the forest? Helicopter landing in the backyard? Calm down, we'll get there. But first, think with me. Aren't you also on the path to building something like this? Even though it may seem far away now, it all starts with a clear vision, determination, and hard work. If this has already messed with your mind, hold on, because we're going to enter Congresswoman Chrissy Houlahan's property and show you what's so incredible about her. And look, there's something there that even a billionaire would be jealous of. Now that you understand who Chrissy Houlahan is and why this farm has so much symbolic weight, it's time to open the gates and truly enter this $1 million property. Because what's in there is simply surprising. Chrissy Houlahan's farm isn't just a patch of land with a pretty house. It was designed with a vision of the future. There are more than 100 acres of land with preserved natural landscapes, artificial lakes, ecological trails, and reforestation areas. But the most impressive thing is how all of this was planned with a balance between comfort, sustainability, and personal strategy. Starting with the main house, the architecture is a mix between the classic style of American country houses and state-of-the-art technology. solar panels, intelligent thermal insulation, an automated irrigation system, and even a military-grade security scheme. And that's no exaggeration. After all, we are talking about a former Air Force officer. For her, safety is a priority. The residence has more than 800 square meters built, with spacious suites, private library, meditation room, music studio, and a gourmet kitchen worthy of a renowned chef. And the curious detail. She herself helped design the internal environments, placing traces of her personality in each room. But the luxury doesn't stop there. Outside, the property has a modern stable, equipped with sensors for temperature control, remote animal monitoring, and even personalized playlists to calm the horses. That's right. Studies show that music influences animal behavior. And this is taken seriously. There is still a multi-purpose barn where events, lectures, and meetings are held with female leaders and entrepreneurs from the region. A strong detail which shows how this farm goes far beyond luxury. It is a center of leadership and social impact. And if you're thinking, that's all, there's more. The farm also has a mini landing strip for helicopters, used mainly on official agendas or visits from authorities, and a heated infinity pool that blends into the landscape, a setting that looks like something out of a movie. Now stop and think. What does this whole structure teach us? First, that investing in something great requires planning and vision. Second, that real success is one that combines personal achievements with a positive impact on the world. And third, that true luxury is not ostentation, but freedom. Freedom to do what you love, to create, welcome, transform. Freedom to live with purpose. So what are you building today that could become something like this in the future? What is your vision of success? Have you ever stopped to think about how your job today can take you to a life far beyond what you imagined? Now that you've seen the physical structure and impressive luxuries of Congresswoman Chrissy Houlahan's farm, it's time to look beyond the aesthetics. Because the true value of this property lies in the behind the scenes, in the decisions, ideas, and principles that underpin all of this. Let's start with a provocative question. Why would someone so involved in politics and with such an intense military background decide to invest in a farm? The answer has everything to do with emotional freedom, purpose, and personal reinvention. After years of serving in the Air Force and holding strategic roles at technology companies, Chrissy felt she needed a space that represented balance. A place that offered not only comfort, but also silence, nature, and clarity of thought. And that's exactly what she built. A mental and emotional refuge. But don't think she isolated herself. On the contrary, the farm has become an environment where important decisions are made. Many of the legislative projects that Chrissy defends were born in informal conversations held right there, amid meetings with experts, activists, and community leaders. In other words, more than a home, the farm became a strategic basis of political and social influence. And here comes a very strong detail: connection to the earth. Chrissy makes a point of personally participating in the farm's routine. She follows local organic production, talks to employees, gets involved in infrastructure improvements, and from time to time is seen horseback riding or walking along the trails. She is not a figure far from rural reality. She lives it authentically. One of the most curious projects on the property is the so-called Camp of the Daughters of Liberty, an initiative created by her to empower girls and teenagers through leadership, emotional intelligence, and environmental education workshops. Just imagine, girls being trained by a congresswoman and former military officer inside a luxury farm, learning to lead from an early age. Now look how interesting. Now, even with all this structure, Chrissy maintains a life with simple habits. She herself has stated in interviews that the farm reminds her every day of where she came from, and because of this, she avoids falling into the trap of vanity. The luxury is there, but so is the simplicity. And this makes us reflect. Does true wealth lie in material goods, or in the way we use these goods to generate transformation? Another interesting point, wealth management experts point out that properties like this, which combine residential, institutional, and social functions, are extremely valuable and are on the rise in the high-end real estate market in the United States. In other words, above all, this farm is a powerful financial asset with constant appreciation. Ultimately, Chrissy Houlahan's farm is a mirror of the woman she has become: strong, strategic, inspiring. And more than a status symbol, she is proof that it is possible to conquer everything without losing the essence. Now tell me, what have you learned from this story so far? Which detail impacted you the most? And most importantly, what are you willing to do today to also build something great like this in the future? After everything we've seen so far, it's clear. Congresswoman Chrissy Houlahan's farm is much more than $1 million property. It represents a new form of success, one that combines purpose, strategy, and values. And now, let's tie all of this together with the main learnings from this story. Right away, we saw that Chrissy is not just a politician or a former military man. She is a woman who knows where she wants to go. From her career in the United States Air Force to her role in Congress, she has built a reputation based on focus, discipline, and vision. And all of this was reflected in the design of his farm. This property is not a whim. She is an extension of your life mission, a place where she rests, receives, plans, and transforms. This is where ideas take shape, connections are made, and social projects get off the ground. She united what many think was impossible: luxury with social impact, power with empathy, success with humanity. And here comes a powerful reflection. How many people do you know who, upon reaching a certain level of success, move away from reality, isolate themselves, or live only for themselves? Chrissy did the opposite. She built a space that inspires and serves others. Furthermore, she showed us that success no need to follow an obvious or traditional path. Who would have imagined that an Air Force officer would become a deputy and then own a luxury farm with social projects? This teaches us that success can and should be tailor-made according to our values and what makes sense for our life. Now let's remember some questions we asked at the beginning. Why would someone like her have such an imposing farm? What's behind this choice? And what can we learn from all this? The answer is there: self-knowledge, purpose, and action. 3 pillars that anyone can develop, including you, because at the end of the day, Chrissy's farm is a living metaphor. She shows that it is possible to have the best in life without disconnecting from who you are, that you can achieve all this without selling your soul, without giving up your principles. And now, I ask you directly, what are you doing today to build your own version of success? Are you willing to work hard, learn, make mistakes, start over, and keep dreaming? Because the truth is simple. Whoever plants with faith and action reaps extraordinary results. And this farm is living proof of that. So after learning all the details about Congresswoman Chrissy Houlahan's $1 million farm, what stood out in your mind? This story is not just about wealth. It's about mindset, vision, and attitude. And if you've made it this far, you've already proven that you're committed to your growth. Now it's time to continue this journey. Here on the screen, 2 videos recommended for you will appear. Watch, because each of them has the power to transform the way you think about success, money, and purpose. And before you leave your like and subscribe to the channel Celebrity Farm, because all the content here is designed to inspire you to achieve an extraordinary life. And comment below, I will be able to achieve all my dreams. If you write this, you are declaring to the universe that nothing will stop you. Congratulations on staying until the end. Few do this, and those who do stand out. You are a person of action, a person who goes far. See you in the next video.